Imagine this. A towering glass skyscraper gleams under the morning sun. Inside, chaos brews. A CEO, polished in his $1,000 suit, storms across the office floor. Employees lower their heads, afraid to make eye contact. Suddenly, his gaze locks on Maya, a single mother in her early 30s, typing furiously at her desk. She looks exhausted, dark circles under her eyes, hair pulled back in a messy bun. But before she can even breathe, "Maya, in my office. Now." The room falls silent. Colleagues exchange nervous glances as Maya stands, clutching her folder. She steps inside his glass-walled office. The CEO doesn't even sit. He slams a file onto his desk. "You're late again. That's the third time this month. I can't run a company with people like you. Pack your things, you're fired." Maya's throat tightens. She tries to explain. "Sir, please, my son. He's sick, I had to." But the CEO cuts her off, voice sharp. "Not my problem. This is business. You're done here." Her hands tremble as she clutches her folder. Outside, the staff looks on, whispers spreading like wildfire. Nobody knows, but this CEO has just made the biggest mistake of his career. Because Maya's secret is about to flip his world upside down. Maya walks out of the CEO's office with trembling hands, her face pale but her chin high. The whispers around her sting like knives. Did she just get fired? Wow, the boss didn't even let her explain. But Maya doesn't cry, not here. She quietly gathers her belongings, drops her badge on her desk, and walks out of the building. The CEO, smug and satisfied, adjusts his tie. "One less liability," he mutters to himself. What he doesn't realize is that this decision will return to haunt him in ways he never imagined. That evening, the CEO is at a high-stakes corporate dinner with investors. They're discussing a massive contract worth millions, the kind of deal that could either expand his empire or sink it. One of the senior investors clears his throat. We'll be joined shortly by the woman overseeing the partnership. She's tough but brilliant. The CEO leans back in his chair, confident. "Whoever she is, I'll handle her." The doors swing open. He straightens his cufflinks, ready to greet this brilliant woman. But his jaw drops. Walking in, wearing a sleek black dress, her hair perfectly styled and confidence radiating from her, is Maya. Gasps ripple through the room. The CEO's smug smile vanishes. "Maya? What are you doing here?" he stammers. Maya's lips curve into a calm, sharp smile. "Good evening, gentlemen. I'll be leading the negotiations tonight, on behalf of the company acquiring yours." The room goes silent. Investors exchange shocked glances. The CEO grips his glass of water, suddenly aware his hands are shaking. He had just fired the woman who now holds his entire company's future in her hands. The CEO forces a smile, trying to mask his panic. "Maya, there must be some mistake. You can't possibly be leading this deal." But Maya doesn't flinch. She places her folder on the table, her voice calm but commanding. "Oh, there's no mistake. The board chose me. And tonight, we're deciding whether your company sinks or survives." The investors nod in agreement. One of them leans forward, whispering just loud enough. "She's the only reason we even considered this merger. Her vision, her intelligence, unmatched." The CEO's heart pounds. Just hours ago, he humiliated her. Now, she sits across the table, holding all the power. The room leans in as Maya begins to present. Her voice is steady, her knowledge flawless. Charts, data, and strategies flow effortlessly. But then, the CEO blurts out, desperate to cut her down. This doesn't make sense. You were just a secretary here. A single mom barely getting by. How could you possibly be in charge of $1 billion deal?" The room freezes. Investors glare at him for the disrespect. Maya pauses, then slowly lifts her hand. On her finger glitters a distinctive ring. Gasps fill the air. One investor whispers, "Is that the Caldwell family crest?" Maya smiles softly. "Yes. My late father was Richard Caldwell, the founder of Caldwell Enterprises. After his passing, I inherited controlling shares. I chose to live quietly, away from the spotlight, to raise my son. I worked here because I wanted to understand what it's like on the ground level, to see how people are treated, especially single parents like me." The room is dead silent. The CEO's face goes white as a sheet. He had fired not just any employee. He had fired the heiress to the very empire that was about to swallow his company whole. The CEO stumbles back in his chair. His voice cracks. "Maya, I had no idea." But Maya doesn't let him finish. Her eyes, steady but firm, lock on his. "That's the problem. You never cared to know. You looked at me, and only saw a struggling single mother. Disposable. You never once saw my value, my effort, or my humanity. The room is dead silent. The investors exchange sharp glances, clearly disgusted by the CEO's arrogance. The lead investor clears his throat. Miss Caldwell, do you still wish to move forward with this partnership? Maya pauses, glancing briefly at the CEO. His face is drenched in sweat. He knows everything is in her hands. Maya speaks slowly. I will, but under one condition. He steps down. Effective immediately. The words hit the room like a thunderclap. Gasps ripple across the table. The CEO jumps up, his voice breaking. You can't do this. I built this company. I gave my life to it. Maya doesn't flinch. And in return, you destroyed the lives of people who trusted you. Maybe it's time you learn humility, the way you forced it on others. The investors murmur. Then, almost unanimously, they nod. Agreed. The CEO collapses back into his chair. His empire, his pride, his authority, gone in seconds. Weeks later, Maya is in the CEO's old office, but not for herself. Instead, she promotes hard-working employees who were once overlooked. She creates daycare programs for single parents, flexible work hours, and opportunities for those fighting uphill battles. Her son, one afternoon, runs into her office with a smile. Mom, does this mean you're the boss now? Maya kneels down, hugging him tight. No, sweetheart. It means I finally have the power to help people like us. And that's better than being the boss. The camera pans out. Maya standing strong, not just as a CEO, but as a mother who turned her struggle into strength. What do you think? Did Maya do the right thing making him step down? Or should she have given him another chance? Tell me in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe if you love stories where justice wins in the end.